Hey cat lovers, and welcome back to another video. Practicing good litter box care is important for both you and your cat. For your cat, it's important to have a clean, safe, and comfortable space to relieve itself. For you, it's important to have an odor-free, hygienic living space. While it is relatively easy to take good care of your cat's litter box once you get the hang of it, there are plenty of mistakes that are easy to make. That's why we compiled a list of common litter box mistakes so that you can avoid making them. If you enjoyed this kind of content, subscribe to the channel for more cat videos. Now on to the list. Number 1. Not scooping the litter box regularly. One of the most important things that cat guardians need to remember is to regularly scoop out their litter boxes. You should be scooping out the used litter and replacing it at least once a day. If you use clumping litter, this will be quick and easy as you can directly scoop out the clumps of used litter. You should run your scoop through the whole box and dispose of the clumps. Make sure to top off the litter box afterwards to maintain the proper amount of litter. While it is good practice to scoop out the box at least once a day, you might want to scoop it 2 to 3 times a day depending on your cat's habits and how many cats you have. Regularly scooping out the litter box is key to maintaining a clean, fresh atmosphere and keeping smells at a minimum. Your cat will also appreciate you putting in the effort to keep its bathroom nice and tidy. If you have a busy schedule or struggle with litter box maintenance, you might consider an automatic litter box to take scooping out of the equation. We're big fans of the litter robot because it's quiet, highly efficient, and accommodates multiple cats. But best of all, a self-cleaning litter box provides your cat with a hygienic environment to go to every time nature calls. If you're interested, we'll have links to the Litter Robot 4 and our review video in the description box. Number 2. Not deep cleaning the litter box enough. While you should be scooping out the litter box at least once a day, you also need to deep clean it at least once a month. To really keep smells at bay, deep cleaning every week or every other week is recommended. When you deep clean your litter box, you should empty and clean it thoroughly. It's as simple as soaking the litter box with dish soap and warm water and scrubbing it down in its entirety. This will ensure there is no odor or mess left behind. Deep cleaning will also make it easier to clean and maintain your litter box in the future as it will prevent any gross buildups. Once you've deep cleaned your litter box, make sure to let it completely dry before pouring in fresh litter. You should also consider replacing your litter boxes about once a year, especially if they are made of plastic. Plastic tends to hold on to smells even with deep cleaning, so you may find smells lingering more and more the longer you have the litter box. Number 3. Not having enough litter boxes. Despite popular belief, one litter box is typically not enough for a cat. This is especially true if you have more than one cat. Cats tend to dislike sharing litter boxes with other cats. As a general rule, experts recommend 1 litter box per cat plus 1 additional litter box. So if you have 1 cat, you should have 2 litter boxes. If you have 3 cats, you should have 4 litter boxes, and so on. This helps ensure that your cat always has access to a litter box and always finds a clean spot. Last time we mentioned this recommendation, some of you cat lovers disagreed, arguing that 1 box is enough for multiple cats if you scoop it frequently. Just keep in mind that experts typically err on the side of caution when giving recommendations. Better safe than sorry, right? But at the end of the day, you know your cat's best. Also note that this recommendation does not typically apply to automatic litter boxes due to the self-cleaning feature. For example, the Litter Robot 4 accommodates up to 4 cats, while the Litter Robot 3 is sufficient for up to 3 cats. Number 4. Not using the right litter. Our feline friends are quite particular when it comes to litter. Cats have very sensitive senses, and may find that the texture or smell of a particular type of litter is undesirable. In that case, your cat may opt to use the floor or furniture as a litter box instead. To avoid this, it is important to find the right kind of litter for your cat. Navigating the different kinds of litter can be complicated, and it can be overwhelming at first. However, it is relatively simple once you break it down into broad categories. The first distinction between litter types is whether it is clumping or not clumping. Clumping litter is highly absorptive and forms clumps when wetted. Non-clumping litter is still absorptive, but it does not form clumps. Generally, clumping litter is more effective and easier to clean. As such, it is typically recommended over non-clumping. The other important difference between types of litter is what they are made of. This is where your cat's preference comes into play. Most cat litter is either wood or paper-based, clay-based, or silica-based. While there are pros and cons to each kind, your cat's preference is usually the most important factor. Cats may prefer one type over another, and you may have to experiment to find out what suits your cat best. Number 5. Changing the type of litter too quickly. Cats tend to like routine, and they are most comfortable when things are predictable. With that said, your cat may get stressed or start acting out if you impose change too quickly. This applies to lots of things in a cat's life, including its food, environment, and litter. If you are planning on changing the litter type, it is important to do so gradually. If you change all the litter immediately, your cat may reject the litter box altogether. so it's important to take it slow by introducing a new litter to your cat over time. This is done by mixing it in with the old litter in increasingly large increments. Depending on the type of litter you are switching to, there may be different instructions on how to make the transition easiest for your cat. Look up the specific kind of litter or check with the company for more tailored advice on how to switch litters most easily. It is also important to keep your cat's preference in mind. As we've discussed, your cat may prefer one kind of litter over another one. If your cat dislikes a type of litter, it may reject it no matter how slowly you make the transition period. Number 6. Not using the right litter box. The shape and structure of the litter box can be quite important as cats are known for being picky. If a litter box is not a comfortable design, your cat may avoid using it. This can lead to litter box aversion, which, needless to say, is every cat guardian's worst fear. Overall, when picking a litter box, prioritize space, accessibility, and comfort. There are a few general designs to avoid, including enclosed litter boxes with too high walls, and litter boxes that are too small. While it may seem like an enclosed litter box or a litter box with a lid would be good for your cat's privacy, some may refuse to use them. Litter boxes with lids may cause cats to feel trapped due to the lack of available escape routes. Litter boxes with high walls may also seem desirable as they can prevent spills and messes. However, these boxes can be inaccessible for some cats, especially older cats or cats with mobility issues. Getting a litter box that is easy for your cat to get in and out of is best. You should also ensure that your litter box is big enough for your feline friend. The box should be at least the length of your cat from its nose to the tip of its tail, though it is better to go bigger. Your cat should have enough room to comfortably enter, turn around, and exit. If you have a traditional litter box, opt for one that has low sides and is open air. If you have an automatic litter box, make sure it has a large enough open air entry. Number 7. Using the wrong amount of litter. Putting too much or too little amounts of litter in your cat's litter box can also lead to unnecessary messes. If you put too much litter in the box, it is more likely to end up on the floor as your cat comes and goes. While some mess is inevitable, you can reduce the amount of fallen litter by putting in an appropriate amount. Too much litter is also uncomfortable for your cat to stand in. On the other hand, not putting enough litter in the box will not give your cat enough to bury its business. Cats like having a decent amount of litter in the box, at least enough to be able to dig a little. That's why the recommended amount of litter in a litter box is typically 2 to 3 inches. Number 8. Placing the litter box in an inaccessible location. One of the most common yet overlooked mistakes that cat guardians make with their litter boxes is placing them in the wrong location. The placement of the litter box is quite important to your cat's comfort and in preventing accidents. Make sure to place your litter box in a location that is always accessible for your cat. For example, you should not place it in a room where the door is often closed. There is a chance that your cat will accidentally get shut out and have to resort to using the carpet as a bathroom instead. Instead, you should place the litter box somewhere that is quiet yet open and accessible. If you live in a house with multiple stories, it's a good idea to put a litter box on each floor to ensure your cat always has easy access. This is especially important if you have an elderly cat, as it may not have enough time to go up or down a flight of stairs to relieve itself. Also, be sure to put the litter box far away from your cat's food and water. Your cat will thank you for this one. Think about it, wouldn't you be grossed out eating too close to a toilet too? Overall, make sure the spot that you choose is moderate in temperature, not noisy, relatively private, and easily accessible. Number 9. Ignoring unusual litter box behaviors. You know your cat better than anyone, so it is important to recognize changes in your cat's behavior. Cats are notorious for hiding their pain, so they may only show symptoms of ill health in very subtle ways. Some of these changes may involve their litter box habits. You should take note of the amount of times your cat uses the litter box, as well as the amount of urine or feces that is usually present. If either of these factors changes, it may be a sign of an underlying health condition. You should also pay attention to the contents of the litter box to ensure that your cat is not suffering from conditions like diarrhea or constipation. It is also important to take note if your cat is not using the litter box. If your cat previously had no issues using the litter box but is suddenly having accidents around the house, a health issue may be the cause. Cats with UTIs, for example, may find urinating very painful and may avoid the litter box, or they may have to urinate at an increased frequency and cannot make it to the litter box in time. In these cases, and if you notice any other changes in litter box habits, it's time to call the vet. Now that we've gone over the list, it's time for Cat of the Week. This video's Cat of the Week is Gata. Her guardian says, "I adopted Gata from the shelter in July of 2023. She was 9 months old and had contracted wet FIP while she was there. If I didn't adopt her, the shelter would have just put her down and she would have not made it to her first birthday. The treatment is arduous and very expensive, but she's responding well, and thanks to her awesome vet, I got to celebrate Gata's first birthday recently, as well as future birthdays. Congratulations, Gata, keep being possum and never give up." To enter your cat for a chance to be featured, visit the entry link in the description box below. So, did any of these litter box mistakes surprise you? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up because it helps other cat lovers find our content. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next Catterday for another video.